All right, so this is my 2012 non-Retina MacBook Pro, and there's kind of a funny story behind this. So I had a very terrible laptop. I think it was an HP Stream around that time, just for doing school and stuff like that. And it sucked. It had 4 gigabytes of RAM, and it was really slow. But I remember the battery died one day, like completely. So my mom gave me this thing to do my school, and with 4 gigabytes of RAM and a hard drive, it really didn't feel all that much faster. But today, I'm going to show you how easy it is to get these things to the modern spec. I then decided to do a power on test of the Mac to just see how long it would take for it to boot from dead. And it really did not disappoint. This is times 8 sped up footage, and it's took around, I think, 2.5 minutes completely to boot from being completely off. And even after like I'd gotten it on, as you could see, the icons didn't even show up for another 30 seconds. So that's just kind of crazy. All right, now after powering off, it's time to take apart the machine. And the bottom case is held on by 10 small Phillips head screws, which is pretty easy. And there are 3 longer Phillips head screws on the top to take note of. Once we take the case off, we see all of our internals, all of our old, terrible internals. The first thing to come out is this little bracket that holds the hard drive in, which consists of 2 small Phillips head screws, and was pretty easy to get out. I did use a little screwdriver to help prop myself up and get it out. And there's our hard drive. Next, it was time to get the battery out, which is held with 2 tri-wing screws, I believe. And I didn't know this at first, so I did end up kind of destroying that screw on the left a little bit, but it still worked, so it's fine. This is the original Apple battery, which is not too much of a surprise, but I will be replacing it. And finally, to come out is the RAM. This is 4 gigabytes of 1600, so not really anything crazy by today's standards. But with that, we have everything out that we are replacing, so it is time to start with the upgrades. Alright, now for the fun part. It's time to get on with some upgrades. So for RAM, I just put 16 gigabytes in of 1600 because that's the max that this Mac can even take. But 16 gigabytes in today's world is still very usable. And for the battery, honestly, I don't think I should have replaced it, and I don't recommend that you do unless absolutely necessary. But I went ahead and replaced it with an iFixit battery, and they are pretty reliable from what I hear. So that would be the main thing that I look for when looking for a replacement battery. And now for the SSD, 500 gigabytes is kind of a little bit much for me. I really didn't really need it. I would go probably for a 256 gigabyte. That'd probably be the sweet spot. But it's the main difference is that it's a SSD and on a hard drive, so this thing's going to be way faster with this SSD in. So now we put this little bracket back in place. And with that, we can put the cover back on, and we are done. Well, of course, after plugging in the battery. Now we're done. Alright, so of course I had to do another power on test, and it was just a world of difference with all the new parts installed. It took about 30 seconds, I think, to get to the desktop, and it was just way faster than it was before. To show how big of a difference that it made, the upgrades made, I decided to open a couple apps before and after. And as you can see, I opened the About This Mac and it took a while. And then here we go, opening Safari. There it is, finally. Still hasn't loaded in. Decide to go to a web page. Takes a hot second, or a hot minute, I should say. Still not done. Still not done. And kind of loaded in. And then when you scroll down, it's still didn't even fully load in. And yeah, it's so slow. And you compare that to how it is now. About This Mac, boom, it's right there. Go to Safari, boom, everything's open. Open up the web page. It's right there. It's just so much faster. It's hard to even believe that it's the same machine. Open up Finder, settings. You can do everything so much faster on this thing, and it's great. All right, so there you have it. This thing is way more usable now that we've done all those upgrades, and I have used it since we've done the upgrades, and it is way better, let me tell you. It's just so much faster. Navigating the operating system, doing anything is just so much faster, and the extra RAM helps too. That being said, I wouldn't recommend buying one of these today because you can get a Retina for around the same price, and those are going to be a lot faster than this. And it's going to have a screen that doesn't look like terrible. But I do still think if you have one lying around, maybe upgrade it, and it actually makes a decent laptop. Probably way better still than the cheapo laptops that are still being made, like the HP Stream. But yeah, that's it. Thank you.